So I never know what I'm going to talk about until it hits me. And in a way, you're a victim. You're a victim of all my thoughts. But I do want to thank you if you watch my videos, and an extra thank you if you get to the end of them. So we are about to venture into this particular channel and this particular video. But before we indulge in it, I need to speak to you a little bit first. And so you'll have to kind of hang in there with me, because there won't be much sound. Whoop. But hang in there with me. I know some people need lots of sound and lots of activity, but sometimes I need just a little bit of quiet time with you. And we're going to have a little bit of quiet time here together, hopefully. Then we're going to have some talk time together. But once in a while things get reversed, and you have to be kind of careful, because if you don't reverse things, the AI picks up on the LI. If you know what I mean. Now, we're going to have some goofy times here. And we're going to watch something that is goofy, because goofy likes a lot of views and a lot of subs. And I don't mean sub sandwiches, submarine sandwiches. I don't mean that. I mean subs, like on a channel. But let me go ahead and play this for you, and then we'll have a little bit of fun with it.
Patients that have specific problems that can be a source of entertainment, but also educational value for what they're going through.
My name is Paul Alexander.
Is this guy in an iron lung right now?
But they call me the man in the iron lung.
Paul spends almost every moment of his day in an iron lung, which is the only thing that's keeping him alive.
Why is he still in an iron lung? We have modern medical equipment that would work probably more efficiently than an iron lung.
That's because he's paralyzed from the neck down, so without it, he can't breathe. The machine helps him breathe by using negative pressure to take air into his lungs.
Okay, that's a good thing to explain right here. When we take a deep breath in, a lot of people think we kind of have some sort of magical control to just pull air in. But all that's happening, mechanically speaking, is the muscles surrounding our lungs, the diaphragm, the rib muscles, the intercostal muscles, they open. So that pulls the lungs apart, and when you create that negative pressure by pulling apart, it naturally sucks air into the lungs. The opposite happens when you exhale. So all you're doing is controlling muscles. The machine itself is not an iron lung. You're the lung inside the body. So the big iron thing is the body, and it starts pulling with its muscles, and you essentially function as the lung, even though the lung is inside of you.
Well, I started feeling I went inside to get Mom, and she turned and looked at me, and she said, "Oh my God, not my son." For the next 5 days, I lost everything. The ability to move.
That's the
My legs
poliomyelitis.
would not hold me up, and then I couldn't breathe.
You know what we have to realize? That since the inception of the polio vaccine, maybe not exactly since the inception because it took a while for people to get on board, but since like the late 70s, early 80s, there have been no outbreaks because of the polio vaccine. Talk about efficacy. Polio only exists right now somewhere in the Middle East. Like, there are no natural cases of it here in the U.S.
I wanted to be a lawyer for a long time.
After years of hard work, Paul passed the bar and became a lawyer.
You could do like Zoom sessions with him.
With the help of a pen attached to a stick, Paul wrote his own biography entirely with his mouth.
These days with technology and like eye tracking software, he might be able to write so much quicker with probably less stress on the muscles of his face.
Past or even disability does not have to define your future.
It's a great example of post-traumatic growth, where through trauma, you grow as a human, you come out more focused, more revitalized, wanting to spread a meaningful message to others.
Through trauma. Now that's exactly what was going on in the 50s. Trying to scare the bejeevers out of everyone. And this is really what happened. Now they're saying that TDD was helpful to stop people from playing a game of pool. TDD is going to stop people from playing the game of pool, billiards. Right? So let's see how TDD was applied everywhere.
With the possibility of a serious infantile paralysis epidemic, health authorities of the city of San Antonio, Texas, attacked the germ carriers throughout the city. With the more discovered DDT in special sprayers, sections of the city are blanketed with the insecticide in the fight to stop the spread of the dread poliomyelitis. Every suspected spot is sprayed. Even the streams are disinfected, and in the parks and public places, children are forbidden to gather. Tons of DDT are used in this fight against the dread disease, whose principal target is the young. Again, war has contributed one of its discoveries to save life.
Okay, now the reason they said that was because in World War II, in tropical areas in the theater of the Pacific, there were insects and bugs that were carrying certain things, making people sick. So they discovered this wonderful thing called TDD to get rid of the bugs. Now, do you have any idea of how the bugs died? They died by paralysis. But by spraying everything, creating a fog, creating a Canadian forest fire, smoke, who knows? Maybe the smoke is TDD. Well, anyhow, so what do you think? Should people play pool and use their pull stick to sink the balls into pockets. Well, I'll end with something that I actually watched one time with my mother. We were watching some old television shows that were in her era. And I watched this with her, and it's related to the topic. It's from the Loretta Young show, and it's season 1, episode 6, Earthquake. So this is kind of like a double hoax. Now there's a question, several questions for this one and anyone around that one, caring for that one, and they're just simple questions like bathroom, muscles and atrophy, as well as sanity. But yet the public was convinced that unless they got a pull stick and decided to play pool, this would happen to their child. And you wouldn't want that, would you? So I guess it's better to go to the local pool hall and pick out the pool stick and play the game of pool. Now, can you imagine being a mother in the 50s, and this is in your mind for your child? They were fake. They were props. They were props used to scare the bejeevers out of mothers. No mother in her mind, right mind, is going to want this for her child. So she will go to the billiards table. Now, the reason I'm including this is because there's a little bit of humor in this. I know it's not supposed to be funny, but I did find something kind of funny in this. So he's trapped in there, doesn't get out, can't get out. Don't worry about his muscles, don't worry about going to the bathroom or any common ordinary thing.
Glenn. What else? Two of them, of course, out there.
That's the nurse watching over him, leaving for the day.
Glenn, what are you getting at? Nothing. Nothing at all. It's none of my business. They want to hold hands right out in the street.
Oh, you're crazy.
Am I? Just am I now? When she comes in, you take a look for yourself and see if she hasn't been crying.
Crying? Emily?
For my part, I've seen enough. Please hurry or I'll miss my bus. See you next Wednesday.
Goodbye, Gwen. Say hello to Harry. Lloyd and Emily. But it's not her fault. She's not to blame.
Yeah, where you been all day? Turning around town?
You bet. Gwen says to tell you she'll be here at 11 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock next Wednesday, okay?
Okay. Got a cigarette?
Yeah, you bet. And Lloyd wants to know if you mind skipping the gin game tonight.
No, I don't mind.
He's driving up to see Roger. Poor Gwen. Did you get what Lloyd said about the lemon?
Yeah, she's a card, all right. I'm going to give her a samba lesson. Relax her a little.
Well, you taught me.
Did I?
You bet.
You were great.
Well, Natch, what else?
Maybe you should try it again before you're Gwen's age.
I will, as soon as my partner's ready.
Yeah, sure. The only thing is, honey, maybe you better watch the mothballs in the old tux. Or maybe tuxes won't be in style by then.
That's not funny.
Not,
No,
I guess I better get me a new gag man.
I'll say.
I must be going stale.
Darling, don't go stale.
I told you I'm going to get me a new gag man.
No, I don't mean about the joke. I mean you and your heart. Yourself, your belief in yourself. Don't lose it.
Darling, just take another drag on this cigarette. It will help your respiratory situation. So I got kind of a humorous kick out of this, that here you have the LI, and then you have the tobacco companies promoting smoking, even when they're in that thing. You see, there was a very strong relationship between the tobacco companies and the makers of television shows and movies back in the 50s and into the 60s. So anyhow, they were props used to frighten the bejeevers out of everyone, so that eventually people would find their way to the pool hall for a game of pool, a game of billiards, never ever realizing that perhaps what really was going on was this.
With the possibility of a serious infantile paralysis epidemic, health authorities of the city of San Antonio, Texas, attacked the germ carriers throughout the city.
Come on, people, breathe it in. Horses, breathe it in.
Sections of the city are blanketed with the insecticide in the fight to stop the spread of the dread poliomyelitis.
And why don't they tell everybody why that was used in the Pacific? Because do you know what it caused? That's right. Paralysis. Please, don't be victimized by the propaganda that's thrown in your face every day. The results could be, well, very severe or even deadly. The Lord our God is our healer. Jesus the Christ came to bring healing to people in body, soul, and spirit. Trust in Him for your healing, and be very, very leery of the kind of stuff that you're told in media blitzes and campaigns. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. End of video.